Oh, well, hey, babe. It's Jamie. That's me here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to yet another review on Real Housewives of Atlanta. So let's talk about it. Sanya and the ladies are headed to Kingston. So they're going to do some type of race. They're going to get some ice cream or whatever, do a little race at the stadium and all this other stuff, child. All right. Now, Marlo arrived on the bus and immediately started apologizing to Ralph and Drew for how she came at them the previous night. Seems like her and Drew may have made a connection because Drew was trying to let her know, like, yeah, you came at my husband based on, my issues or whatever like that. But no, ma'am. If he adopts her son, that's great, but she don't want him to adopt a child if it's going to affect her child or something like that. She was saying. So all in all, they're at a better place. Okay. Kandi says that in the confessional, they asked Kandi, like, girl, you saw Marlo apologize to Drew, but you don't think she should have apologized to you? Kandi said, I don't give a fuck who she apologized to. Okay. I ain't talking to her, so I don't want him up. It's talking to me, and it's just what it is. Okay, period. Okay, and I agree with Kandi. So Sanya tells Kenya that Sanya calls Kenya and she's wondering where she at because the conversation was that they didn't think that Kenya was going to be coming. She had a lot of things going on. She didn't really eat. She had stuff going on, so she wasn't coming. Okay. Um So Sanya calls Kenya. She said, we're trying to leave in 5 minutes. Kenya says, okay, cool. Let me get some things together or whatever. I'll try to make it down. Kenya was not making it down. Kenya was up there walking around, looking out on the balcony and stuff. She was not going to come out there. So Sanya and them waited 40 minutes, which I think is fucked up, in my opinion, especially if you knew that you had no intentions on showing up anyway. You should have told them, well, go ahead. I may not make it down in time. I'll meet y'all there. So according to Bravo, they waited 40 minutes on Kenya. And then she texts Kenya. And then Kenya says, okay, well, you guys go ahead. I'll meet you there. Yikes. It's basically meaning, Sanya, you're on Kenya's shit list now. Understand that Kenya is not liking you. She's not featuring you. It's something about you. You fake as hell, and she sees it. So now she's about to be on your head top. Okay. And I really feel like, in my opinion, Kenya's not rocking with you, Sanya, based on how you try to heavily convince her to have a conversation or a talk or whatever the case was with Marlo, or apologize or whatever it was back at the cabin. I feel like it was in that moment when Kenya was like, I'm good on you, girl. Like, we're cool, but I'm good. You trying to get me to have a conversation with her, but it could be something else. So y'all highlight it and let me know in the comments. All right. So I do feel like, Kenya, girl, you was a bit wrong for that. Okay. You was a bit wrong for that when you didn't show up, when you could have just told them ahead of time. All right. So Sheree and Marlo. Sheree tells her that her passion comes off as aggressiveness. Okay. Marlo wants Kandi to stay out of her business, is what she's telling Sheree. But I find it to be hella funny because I'm like, not you wanting Kandi to stay out your business when you're the very reason Kandi even knows your business. You went to Kandi. So it was okay for Kandi to be in your business when you needed a friend. But when Kandi calling your ass out, now you don't want her in your business. Noted. Let's keep going. So Kandi tells Mayetta that things only took a left turn when Marlo tried to come for her husband, right? And after she tried to call her out, come for her husband and stuff, even though she sat up there and said some sideways shit to Ralph, Kandi had to call her out on that. So instead of her acknowledging that and accepting what Kandi had to say, Marlo decided to take an attack on Kandi. So, hey, here we are. So Kenya arrives eventually once the ladies get to the ice cream spot. Kenya arrives and hold on, what? Oh, okay, cool. All right. So then Kenya arrives and she didn't took a train. She didn't took not a train. She didn't took a cab. So she didn't arrive there. And Sanya immediately pulls her to the side, like, hey, Kenya, what's going on? I like to know, like, why you didn't show up for me, because I feel like if you were having events, I would show up for you at least on time. Like, why are you not showing up on time? Kenya says, I feel like I have been showing up on time. Girl, flashback says that you ain't been showing up on time, man. That's just what the flashback has been giving. You ain't been showing up on time, okay? Kenya decides to bring up her daughter, Brooklyn, and how Brooklyn told her she don't want to go to her daddy's house. It seems like Mark doesn't want to come down to Atlanta to spend time with her. He wants Brooklyn to come up to New York, but Brooklyn don't want to go up there. So Kenya says that this is a really hard time for her. Sanya feels like every time she calls Kenya to the carpet, Kenya brings up her husband or her kids. And I just kind of felt like, what do you mean every time? Because she's only brought up her husband one time. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, I don't know what you meant by that. Okay, so anyway, Sonya feels like, yeah, we talked about that. But like I said, I do feel like the reason why Sanya and Marlo not Sanya and Marlo, but Sanya and Kenya may be at a different place is because of how Sanya kind of came at Kenya about the whole Marlo situation. But anyway, so Marlo and Kandi, Marlo brings up Porsha and how Simon got her a car. Why? Like why? And then you brought Porsha up, in my opinion, to Kandi as though Kandi was gonna talk about Porsha. So is this something that y'all do often, or you was trying to get Kandi in some mess? So Kandi ignoring the hell out of her, okay? Kandi asked her, then she asked her, like, why are you talking to me? Girl, I love that. Why are you talking to me? Kandi says, I ain't been talking to you, so don't talk to me. So she tells her to keep her sorry and stop talking to her, laugh my ass off. Kandi says, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. So Marlo is just over there trying to talk to her and tell her, like, girl, you being petty, girl, you doing too much now. Like, girl, you need to calm down and this and that. I'm like, Kandi, I love that. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me, girl. You need to put that shit on the shirt. Put that shit on the shirt, girl. That's what you need to be putting. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me, girl. Put that on the shirt. I was living for it. I said, yes, Kandi. Get her together. Tell her to shut the fuck up. Kenya over there like, Kandi, don't say anything to her. Don't address anything that she's talking about because she needs the attention. Okay? So Kandi is pissed off with Marlo. All right. Now, and I feel like she should be. And I'm sure at the reunion, she was even more mad after watching the season and seeing how Marlo was outside talking about her like a dog. But then when I turn around and seek her advice and her help, make it make sense. So Drew versus Marlo. Okay. They're running, they're racing. It looks like Marlo won, but it looked like Marlo's taller than Drew. So her legs are longer. It really was a tie to me. But they say Marlo won, but then Drew jumped up and down when they said Drew won, and then Drew tore her Achilles again, baby. And then what ended up happening, they said that Drew won, but Drew ended up having to go to the hospital, which was very sad. I felt bad for Drew. Oh, I feel bad. I'm like, girl, I don't know what a torn Achilles feel like. I don't ever want to feel it. Girl, she was in pain. She was trying not to cry, but I know she was like hurting. I know that pain was throbbing. So they got her to the hospital and stuff. She done got checked out. So seems like she's going to be a little bit better. But imagine that all was well. You on this damn trip and then you done torn this again. I'm sure the doctor probably told her, right? After she torn that Achilles the first time, they probably told her, listen, no strenuous activity. Don't do this, don't do that. And she still did it. And yet here we are. Okay, so I hate that for her. Anyway, Kandi and Drew were talking because Kandi decided she's going to go to Drew for her to help her with her audition. Because Kandi said, my money come first. Period. Okay, so she needs to audition. She don't care what's going on. She's not going to go with Sanya over here to take no pictures or nothing. She's going to sit with Drew. Drew welcomes it because she needs the company. Drew starts to tell Kandi about different acting techniques, okay? And Kandi looked like she's over it. And I'm just kind of like, girl, you shouldn't be over it. You should be okay with learning the different techniques that may be out there, girl. I know it could be a bit overwhelming, though. But maybe Drew didn't have to go so in depth. When Kandi did ask her, though, like what it was about. So, I mean, you did ask her, so she explained. So ain't no point in looking like, ugh. All right, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, she wanted to read her audition. It don't matter at this point. She's here now for the audition, so let's just get it done. But instead of them doing the audition, they started to talk about Sanya and Marlo and how Drew feels like Sanya is pretty much starting to get up Marlo's at this point, and she doesn't know if it's genuine. She feels like Marlo is messy as hell, and she's starting to like bait Sanya in. And Kandi kind of agrees with the fact that Marlo is messy as hell. Okay, she also says that Marlo has talked about Sanya as well. She also gave us a little bit of what Marlo said, not all of what Marlo said, but I don't think that Marlo's going to care. I mean, I'm sorry, not Marlo. I don't think Sanya's going to care. I think that it's going to be what it is. They're going to still be friends regardless of what the hell was said. Okay, so there's that. Now, she by Sheree. Y'all know Sanya goes off to do her photo shoot or whatever. Marlo goes with her. I think Marlo was the only person to join her as well as her husband or something. Whereas Kenya, Monyetta, Sheree, they all went somewhere else. Okay. And Monyetta asked Sheree about her. She by Sheree. And she says that it's coming along. She's going to do a fashion presentation, not a fashion show, because she wants to lower the expectations from people in case her pieces don't come in. And I also feel like in case it's unorganized as fuck is what she also wants to say. All right. So anyway, Sheree felt like she was uninvited from Sanya's event. So when she caught up with Sanya, she told her that, and Sanya said, no, we're not gonna do that. She said, because I was looking for y'all and y'all weren't around, but I had to get to work. I had to go to where I needed to go. I had to get there. Like, I couldn't wait. And if y'all wanted to go, y'all could have still came. Y'all chose not to, but don't say that I uninvited y'all when that's not the case. Now, I do feel like that's a valid concern from Sheree, in my opinion, because I feel like that's what you did with Drew. Didn't you uninvite Drew from somewhere? Exactly. Exactly. So because you have a history of uninviting people, I feel like it's okay for her to question that. All right. So anyway, they get to dinner. Everybody's sitting down. I think Sheree or Kandi, somebody asked Ralph about his book. So he gets up, he reads the excerpt to the book. I thought it was interesting because I'm thinking to myself, damn, Drew didn't even get that before anything. Like, she didn't even, I don't even think Drew got the excerpt to the damn book. Wow. So she got to read it with everybody or hear it with everybody else. Oh, okay then. Yeah, so Sheree over there talking to Kenya, and she just like, yeah, so I talked to Sanya, and Sanya said that, I think Sheree called Sanya a liar or something. Like, I didn't uninvite y'all or whatever like that. Y'all trying to make it seem like I didn't, like I uninvited y'all and I didn't do that. It was just that y'all the ones that didn't show up for me. Like, that's what it really was. And Kenya said, what? What? So Kenya started getting loud, and then Sanya's like, Sheree, what you telling Kenya? And Kenya started to go let her know, like, don't sit up there and say that, we didn't show up when I called you all day. I called you all day. And that's the part that Sheree was missing, that Sanya lost her phone. Okay. But anyway, so Sanya's like, but I mean, y'all still could have came if y'all wanted to come. Like, you came by a cab the other day, so you could have came there if you really wanted to come. Right. But I'm wondering, did they have the location? But at the end of the day, they could have got the location. So I don't think Sonya was wrong with that. I think she was kind of right. Like, if y'all still wanted to be there, y'all could have also showed up. I think y'all were kind of over whatever the little layout that Sanya had, because Sanya was putting so many restrictions up. It's like, oh, wear this, bring that, bring this, bring that. This is the schedule. We're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing this, we're doing that. Y'all got in late last night, then turn around, got to be up at 8 a.m. Da, da, da. I think some people just wanted to chill. I think that's what it truly was. They just wanted to chill, girl. Like, we'll miss this. This ain't something that we all really got to be there. It's your photo shoot, girl. We just gonna vibe out and go do some other stuff, right? So when Sonya said she thought they were going to the catamaran, she was like, yeah, I mean, it wasn't no big deal for me. Like, if that's what y'all gonna do, okay, cool. I don't know if Sonya really wanted them all there. It probably was a good thing that they weren't there, so they wouldn't have got to arguing while they were there. You know what I'm saying? So when Kenya is going back and forth, Kenya and Sheree going back and forth with Sanya, the two ladies that don't got a man there, Ross decides that he's going to stand up and say, see, one thing about me, I don't rock like that. Don't with my wife. And I don't know where that's going to go, because the episode ended. But I was feeling two ways, right? I was feeling one way. Who the fuck do you think you are, sir, standing up telling these ladies that when they not even talking to you, they talking to your wife, and not once do they bring you up into the conversation. But I also was feeling like, well, that's her husband. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to stand up for his wife. So unfortunately, it just so happens to be women that he's standing up to. So he's standing up to his wife. Like, I mean, standing up for his wife. So it is what it is. So I kind of felt two ways about that. But you guys can let me know how you're feeling about that. I don't know what else is going to happen. If he said more, if Kenya said something, or what's going to happen, we'll see all of that on next week's episode. But you guys go ahead and hop down in the comments and let me know how you felt about the latest episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, girl. That's really all that I got. I'm Jamie. That's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jamie. That's me. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.